excited for SummerSlam. It's going to be a good one. People are asking in the chat, by the way, like Tuck, saying who's the Wrestling Inc. SummerSlam podcast looking like all-star lineup. It's going to be George Ramosa and Flobo Boyce holding it down, so that'll be a good one. But what's going to be great as well, I'm not going to say better because you got to tune into that show as well. But we're going to do our predictions now. And as you guys know, our predictions always airtight, always perfect. This is the show to check out for predictions. So watch out for spoilers. We're going to start. I don't know if this one's going to actually be. And by the way, in the chat, let me know which ones you think who's going to win each match. And in the comments, do the same.
Look at you, Jack. You're keeping record right now. Look at you.
I am. And then if I win, then I bring it back up. But if I don't, then I'm like, I forget it.
He's gonna screenshot this document to.
My God.
And I'm so glad I don't go first, and Justin's gonna go first on this one.
So for pay-per-view predictions, are we doing rankings as to who's first, second, third? It doesn't matter anymore.
I have not won one yet, so not yet. When I get all the right answers, then we'll start the ranking.
Okay.
I don't do very good. So
again, I'm making my predictions sitting in a gimmick chair.
So don't fall through. It's gonna bend.
Yeah,
soon.
mine's a little rough. I haven't finished shaving it down. So
cookie sheet and all.
Yeah.
So Baby Guy says if Jack loses, he can't talk Twilight for a year. This one feels like it should be the main event, even though it's not a championship match. But I don't know. It might end up being one. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins. Justin Labar. Who's winning that one?
Well, this should be the main event. As I preached on Busted Open on Sirius XM. Jack, it has been since January 20th, 2014 since CM Punk has had a televised singles match on WWE television. This is the main event. You don't want anything to follow this.
Right.
But for prediction, Drew McIntyre is going to get the W. He needs the W. He's been on the losing end of a lot of things because he's been screwed or however you want to view it. And because you have Seth freaking Rollins, the referee, that's a lot of leeway of creative. Drew should win this because then your next plot of real estate to work with is the issues of Seth and CM Punk.
I got to go with Drew McIntyre also. And I didn't even think that far ahead. I know Seth's going to be involved some way or another, but I look at the characters and Drew McIntyre can't live with another loss from CM Punk. He's not going to take a loss and go, okay, well, I guess I'm going to move on then. He has to win so he can walk away, where CM Punk in character, I think he can move on, whether it be to go attack Seth Rollins and deal with that mess or do something else. But the Drew McIntyre character can't take a loss and move on. And I don't think we can keep this going for another month after this. So I go Drew McIntyre. Jimmy Korderas, what say you?
I agree with that. I think it's going to be a clean sweep because I can't see Drew McIntyre eating another loss to CM Punk. I'm just curious to see how they incorporate Seth Rollins into this and probably causing CM Punk to lose the match. Like you can't do something similar to the Bret Hart Undertaker match where Shawn Michaels was the referee because, contrary to popular opinion, they don't shave chairs. But something along those lines where he gets involved. Maybe, in that match, Shawn reluctantly counted 3 when he accidentally caused the contact. But maybe in this case, Seth doesn't reluctantly and happily counts 3 after causing CM Punk to lose.
Yeah, everyone is predicting Drew McIntyre, except for DJ, who's saying nobody because it's a draw. That's an interesting look at that one. But I kind of disagree, Jimmy. I'd like to see that. I would be totally okay if they literally copied Undertaker, Bret, and Shawn. I think that'd be a fun throwback. I'd kind of dig it. It'd be like as an homage.
No, the idea of it, yes, but they got to find a more creative way to do it because of the issues with chairs that WWE doesn't do the same type of chair shots that they used to. So, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The chair would have to be used differently, but I guess the premise of him using a chair, hitting the wrong guy, kind of thing.
Or even if you do a curb stomp on the chair or something, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. But I think Drew has to win here. We move on to the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. This is an easy one for me. This is a layup. Braun Breaker's winning this one, baby. There's no way he's losing 2 pay-per-views in a row unless they're done with him, which would be crazy because he is a freak of nature. I'm going Braun Breaker, and I'm very confident about it. Jimmy, tell me why I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. I think if Braun Breaker doesn't win the title here, I think he loses a lot of steam because they've been putting a lot of investment into Braun Breaker. This is something he doesn't need a title, but in this case, I think not having him win the Intercontinental Championship will do more damage than him, not accomplishing that goal. And Sami doesn't really need it at this point. He's already gotten to where he's over.
Headline: Jimmy Korderas hates his fellow Canadians. Justin,
wait, there's the Twitter spin for you.
Yeah, as I alluded to earlier, for the fact that they had Braun Breaker lose in a PLE match for this title, the last PLE, and he's challenging again. I can't see them putting him in this match again for him to lose. I think this is set up for him to win on the big stage of SummerSlam.
Yeah, this is a pretty clean sweep here in the chat as well, all going for Braun. Jimmy, you get first crack at this one. United States Championship match, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. I think it's appropriate you pick the United States Championship match first, now that you've thrown the entire country of Canada under the bus with your Sami Zayn Braun Breaker pick.
Well, that being said, looking at this matchup, as good a champion as Logan Paul is, and as surprising as his in-ring ability has been, and his ability to create heat, he's a literal heat magnet. Again, you've got someone that is hugely over with the crowd, and you run the risk of getting people turned off if you don't pull the trigger finally with LA Knight. So I'm going to go LA Knight with this one, and hopefully they don't, because Logan Paul's going to get his heat back anyway. It doesn't in some form or fashion. So LA Knight is someone who needs it right now.
Justin, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I can recall back to in 2023 being at some WWE live events and PLEs. A notable one where LA Knight was so over, and then Cena came out. He was like the special guest host of the PLE, and I watched Cena's eyes, his mouth, and he was like, "Wow!" with how big of a reaction LA Knight got. They could, if the office felt that LA Knight just didn't check all the boxes, or if he wasn't vibing as a person behind the scenes, they could have shoved him aside, but they haven't, to the point of now we're looking at a SummerSlam, one of their biggest events of the year. They're putting him in a stadium show for their top mid-card title. So to me, that says they still see and believe in something in him. I'm not saying he's going to go to WrestleMania and win the world title, but they still see something in him. And I think they pulled the trigger on this. Absolutely. It's LA Knight.
Yeah, I got to agree. LA Knight, it's similar to Braun Breaker. If he doesn't win here, then I don't know what you've got planned for him. And he is so popular. The Yaz are getting to that woo category where you go to shows and you hear everyone just, yeah. Like I was even at AEW shows, and they're doing it at AEW shows. You've got to cash in on this. LA Knight, I think, has to win this one. Not very interesting predictions so far. But Justin, you're about to spice things up as you pick the winner for the WWE Women's Championship match, Bayley versus Nia Jax.
This has been destined for Nia Jax since she won Queen of the Ring.
Wow, strong pick. And this is where we deviate, because I am going with Bayley. I think she's going to overcome the Queen of the Ring, and she's going to keep her championship. I'm going Bayley. Jimmy,
I have to break the tie.
Now you can't copy one of us. Copy us like last time.
Okay, no contest. No, I don't know. Oh man, see, I was thinking Bayley too, because we complain sometimes about how champions are presented on television. Are they booked properly? I think they haven't done Bayley too many favors as of right now. So I think she needs something. And Nia Jax, it doesn't matter what she does. She's always going to have a place on the card and look like the monster that she is. So for me, I'm going to go Bayley with my fingers crossed.
We go to the other world championship, women's world championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. I get the first take on this one. And much like I am sparkly team Edward, I am sparkly team Liv Morgan. I think she's going to retain. I think she's going to keep the championship and deflect Mommy's approach. Jimmy, you agree, right?
Well, I agree on the winner. I think Liv is going to win the match, but I think Dom is going to play a role in this, and we're going to see the dastardly turn of Dom on Mommy.
The face turn, because we all want him and Liv to finally be together, right? Right, Justin?
I have Nia winning the title on the other brand because this title is going to stay the same. It is going to be Liv. Liv is going to go into SummerSlam and walk out of SummerSlam as champ to a very unhappy Cleveland Brown Stadium.
We get to what's listed here is the main event. Jimmy, World Heavyweight Championship. Damien Priest versus Gunther. Who's walking out with the strap?
I'm going to go off the board. I think Damien Priest retains here. For the reasons you suggested earlier, he's starting to show his chops, and the way he's built up, they've made me more interested in this match since it was first announced that the winner of the King of the Ring would get the title shot here. And in the last 2 weeks, I think Damien Priest has really upped his game. So hopefully they give him an opportunity to show more as champion, especially if the Judgment Day is going their separate ways. I'd like to see him on a singles run as champion without any background noise.
Interesting. I don't want to give my pick away, but I think it's obvious. Justin, do you agree? Is Damien Priest retaining?
I don't think so. As much as I would love him to, it just seems like the writing's on the wall for this is Gunther's coronation. And I say this because, one, Gunther, obviously had the tremendous IC title run. You had to end that before you can put him in contention for the world title. So they did that. Made a big spectacle of him winning the King of the Ring, and he beat an all-star a roster of 4 all-stars to get that King of the Ring. The fact that they said, okay, King of the Ring, you get your title shot at SummerSlam, that to me gives it away. And I say that because for Gunther specifically, because the next PLE after SummerSlam, they're in Berlin. Now, he's technically not German. He's Austrian, which borders Germany. If they wanted him to go into that show as the challenger, they could have just made the whole thing of, oh, you win King of the Ring, like Money in the Bank. You get a title shot when you want to declare it. And he could have just declared it for, again, his part of the world where he grew up in, especially because he's playing the whole I'm European elitist, Damien Priest, your street American trash. And he could have gone into gone into Berlin and won it there. But the fact they didn't go that route and they made it as SummerSlam, I think they made it SummerSlam because they want him to win on that grand stage because they believe in him as he's their heel of the future moving forward for the Monday Night Raw brand. I don't know who he fights at Berlin, if it's Priest in a rematch or whatever it is, but I just can't see Gunther losing this world title match. He does not swing and miss in this WWE run. He just doesn't. So I think he's got it.
Yeah, I agree. I think Gunther is the guy. I think Gunther is going to get the win. I think it's his time. And one of the reasons I picked both Liv and Bayley to retain is because otherwise this is a very championship changing hands show. So I felt like a few people had to hold on because I think Gunther, it's his time. I think him as the champion is exactly what the world needs right now. I don't know. That seems pretty big, but whatever. Gunther, I agree. Gunther's going to win it. Pretty divided in the chat, actually. Kind of surprised by that as well. We have one more match, and that one will go to. Is that me picking? Who's first? Is it my pick for that one?
No, that'd be Justin.
No, Justin. Okay, you get first pick here. Undisputed heavyweight championship match: Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
I'm betting it all on Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I think if one of us isn't betting it all on Cody Rhodes, then I think we'll talk about that. But I mean,
double down.
If Solo Sikoa, what are this Vegas odds on Solo Sikoa winning this? They've got to be just stupid. But there's no way Solo Sikoa wins. I'd bet my namesake farm on it. In the chat, let us know let me know which one of you is crazy enough to pick Solo Sikoa for this one. I'm sorry, Solo. Come on. Cody
But will this match close the show?
It might, because certain people might be making their return.
You mean lurking at Cleveland Stadium?
I think someone might be. I think a certain Bobby Lashley may come back. No. Maybe John Cena.
No, you can't see him. No.
Maybe
Omos
will show up. No, but yeah, I think that's the big thing. That's what a lot of people are tuning in for, is to see if Roman Reigns comes back. I hope he does, because who doesn't want to see Roman Reigns come back? But everyone in the chat, let us know your predictions. Let us know your thoughts.